So before we head back to the Arl of Redcliffe's estate, Eamon's estate, I'll just say, there are a few things to do here in the tavern. First off, let's tell Sigurd about his son.
Whoever you are, Wait. I know you. My son described you in great detail. He tells me that I owe you his life.
I would leave no man to suffer at Arl Howe's hands.
When I saw my poor boy's legs, I only wish Howe still lived that I might tear him apart myself.
Nice.
I would bring troops against his son. But Oswin tells me Thomas had no part in his father's depravity. Is there anything you would ask as a reward for saving Oswin?
All I want for you is to speak out against Loghain.
Thank you again. Know that I will stand behind you at the Landsmeet with all the support I can muster.
Thank you.
In fact, I'm taking my supper today with Ban Reginalda of the White River Banorn. I'll speak with her about this at once.
Very nice. Alright, ooh.
What do you suppose Eamon is playing at? Surely he doesn't expect us to believe Anora unfit to rule, with her father to advise her.
I wonder that
Astana.
myself. His timing is unfortunate. South Reach is overrun. I've little time to devote to politics at present.
Overrun? Has the blight truly spread so far?
Excuse me.
May I help you?
I was asked to give you this to you.
This is Ermenric's. Explain yourself. My brother would no more part with this ring than with his head.
He asked you to pray for him.
I haven't heard from him in months. Where is he? What's happened?
He's in the dungeon of the Arl of Durham's estate.
A dungeon? What? No. I will go to him at once. Someone will answer for this. Take this with my thanks. It has been in my family since the War of Crowns, crafted for us by the Circle of Magi. An heirloom is a small thing compared to my brother's life.
Nice. Let's see. Oop. Huh. Okay. Alright. Now, you guys stay here. Let's see. Loghain soldiers. Very nice. I'm curious. What happens if I try to talk to him? Like, hi.
The service here is atrocious.
All right. Oh, Slim. I have something for you. As soon as the area loads. Come on.
You're back, eh? The 10's crown. Oh, that's rich. You have to admit, that was worth every copper you paid me, eh? They're calling you the Dark Wolf. What do you think of that? Too bad no one can know. You could get a lot of action. There's nothing more I can offer you like that. Anything else you fancy? There's no way you can top that last heist, Wolf. You're a legend. The nobles are still afraid to come out of their manors. I have one last job. A legendary one. Oh, a paltry 10 sovereigns is my take.
Nice.
Ban Franderil is one of the richest men in the entire kingdom. At his grand ball next week, he's displaying some of his priceless treasures. Paintings of old masters, the armaments of the first king of Denerim, and more. Oh, more. Mages have put up magical wards, but I've got a route that will bypass that. Once inside, I've no idea how you'll deal with the guards, but if you do, you'll be rich and infamous. I can't wait to see what people say.
Okay. Crime wave. One of the richest men in the kingdom, hosting a party soon. Key to bypass the magical defense of the estate. Huh. Okay, let me take a look at my skills. My stealing was done. What about my stealth? It's all fully upgraded. Good. Okay. So, I think... In fact, let me try and do that real quick. Let me try and do that before we continue with the main story. Aha. There we go. The Ban of West Hills Estate. Autosave. Okay, good. Alright, so I'll tell you what. You guys stay here. And I... Let's be silent now. Hold on. Here we go. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, so... The map is pretty dark. The treasure vault. Okay.
Complete.
Huh. A lever. I have no idea what that did. Barricade. Why are there no guards? Something doesn't smell right. This might be a trap. There's nothing in here. Oh my gosh. It was almost deserted and it was easy getting to the treasure room. Too easy by far. It turns out the whole thing was a trap. You'll have to fight or sneak your way out now. Great. Look at all these enemies that showed up.
They're all so eager to die, aren't they?
I may be in attack mode, but that doesn't mean I have to fight. Oh, it's a secret door. Oh, come on. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to fight. I'm going to try and sneak back out. I'm going to sneak back out the way I came.
I would watch out where I used. See there? That's a trap.
Let's just try and get back to where I was. House soldier. Don't mind me. A mage. Oh my gosh, cannot do this while in combat. Well, I'll tell you what.
As you say.
Now that I have my team back, I don't mind as much. Back to Alistair?
Yes.
Why don't you,
Very well.
So I shall.
Okay then. Okay, well, I'm not sure if it's gonna allow me to do anything in regards to actually being able to try and leave. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Now I can leave. Hey, Slim. That info you gave me was bad. It was a trap. I want to have a few words with Slim. Come on. There we go.
Magic exists to serve man and never.
I can't believe Banfran Darrell fooled me. His guards almost nabbed you. I feel like a bloody fool, I do. Listen, I have to go. Here's your coin back. I won't take a silver because of the way that went down. Give me some time and come back. We'll get our revenge, we will.
Huh. So, let's see what the quest says now about Crime Wave. He may show up at a later time. Okay. Well, in that case, let's just head to the estate. And, continue with the story. We should go talk to Arleman and Anora. I'm home!
Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Indeed. We have been praying for your safe return, Warden.
It's good to see that you're alright, Anora.
I was uncertain you would respond as you did, considering the consequences. I am glad you did. Thank you. Now, however, we must work together. And quickly. My father has gone mad.
I think that's pretty clear.
I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense. He saw me as a threat, yet even now I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
Is there no way to reason with him?
I thought so. I'd hoped so. Howe's influence was strong. His death can only be a good thing. But even that will not be enough. I know my father, and he is committed to his course. He will see this through, no matter what.
Very well, then.
You will need ammunition come the Landsmeet, and I can help you in that regard. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage. Few elves accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset, which means that How and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Anora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as How's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Elena to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the Landsmeet. But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need
Whoa. Wow, she wants me to... She thinks she's a better candidate for us to put up for the throne than Alistair. Huh. And just how are you stronger?
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough. And decent. But even with his blood, he is no king.
Maybe for now.
You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims.
Well,
I am a
maybe.
neutral party, and I am already queen.
Anora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years?
oh,
Kaelin.
wow.
I am
She's
what
saying
this
she was
country
actually
needs,
the
not an
real
untrained
force of
king
the
who does not even want
royal
the throne.
family, not Kaelin.
I can help you stop my father. Consider what I have said. For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
Oh. Oh my.
well, she's quite spirited.
Yeah, I'll say.
I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Kaelin was a good boy, but Anora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her
I
eyelashes.
can understand
I cannot
why.
help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close. all the time.
Yeah, she is still Loghain's daughter. She could be playing us. I mean, just the fact that she wants us to nominate her as candidate for the throne instead of Alistair. And it was interesting, she said that, who do you think was the one who was really ruling this land for the last 5 years? What, you think it was Kaelin? Please, that was me. I was the one doing the real ruling here, not him. Wow. Why do you think she's trouble, Eamon?
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united
That's
against
true.
Loghain. Be careful how much trust you place in
Yeah,
her.
that's true.
I do not for a moment think Anora means to give up her power easily. Still, I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for
Yep,
Loghain.
that's true. What does it say in The Godfather? Keep your friends close, and your enemies closer. It's The Godfather 2, I think. And she's single now. This is kind of funny. I'm very curious to see how this would go. Now, right?
Are you thinking you might stand a chance at fortune? It would be unseemly for her to marry so soon after Kaelin's death. She wouldn't take that risk unless it helps her secure the throne.
Alright, and a little FYI, there's no way that would work unless you are a human noble. Even though I'm a dwarf noble, she would be like, nah, I don't think so. No, she wouldn't want to marry a dwarf. But if you're a human noble, she would actually be open to the idea. It was just kind of funny that that's what usually Eamon says. I was curious about if he said anything else, but nope. Now here's an interesting thought. Maybe Alistair should marry Anora.
Are you serious? No, never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me. I'm going to stand over here with my fingers in my ears.
That would certainly solve a lot of problems, and put forth the strongest argument before the Landsmeet to remove Loghain from
Really?
power. With Therin blood on the throne, and Anora's wisdom and popularity, Ferelden could present the most united front against the Blight. Unfortunately, the marriage would never happen, unless they both
But is it
agreed
really
to
the best option?
And I suspect that might take a lot of persuading to get past her pride and his humility.
Why is it so important to put Merrick's son on the throne?
Ferelden was first united by Calenhad, the Silver Knight. For 400 years, his descendants have ruled Ferelden. That was the heritage we preserved from the Orlesians. And it is the heritage I will fight for as long as one of Calenhad's descendants still lives. Without that to unite us, we could scatter back to warring Turniers.
But Alistair doesn't know the first thing about being king.
No, I don't, which I've told both of you on many occasions. If Anora's turned against Loghain, I say let her keep the crown. It looks better on her anyway.
You're both wrong. With a few months of experience, Alistair will make a fine king. He knows how to lead troops to defend his land. He knows how to stand and fight for justice. He knows how to show compassion to those less
Yes, he
fortunate,
does.
and how to trust to the Maker's guidance to know right from wrong. And he knows who to turn to for aid, should that training fail him. He will be fine.
That's a very convincing case made by Eamon. Now, the interesting thing is, and I'm having trouble deciding this, because I've never actually tried this before, when I've gone the good guy route. And, it's kind of a hard decision to make. I'm deciding whether or not I should just put forth Alistair by himself as king, or if I should try and have him and Anora marry. Now, in the one hand, that would be kind of weird, probably for Anora, since Alistair is Cailin's brother. But hey, it's not like it's not like someone marrying somebody's brother, if after they've died isn't all that unusual. I'm sure there's been numerous occasions in history where that's happened. But it's an interesting choice. It's hard for me to decide if I want to try and just do Alistair as the king, or put forth him and Anora to marry. I kind of have more faith in Alistair. I agree with Eamon that, he's got the heart to be a great king. Whereas Anora, it's really hard to tell with Anora. And how she would be. And whether or not she would be willing to let Alistair actually be a king, or just she would rule herself and just have Alistair just kind of there in the background.
We certainly have a great deal to plan.
Yep. And what do you think he's doing in the alienage?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now.
Yeah, I've got work to do.
Of course. If I might make a suggestion, go speak
Oh,
to
I will.
Anora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy. And the sooner we know which she is, the better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Riordan. Hello, Riordan.
Hello again, friend.
How are you doing?
It looks as though you're no worse for wear after your stay in Fort Drake.
Yeah. Could you tell me about that vault again?
It's located just off the Market District in the northern alley past the Nord Noble Tavern. I'll sketch out the code which will let you pass the lock wheel. Inside you can take your pick of whatever equipment remains. It is the stockpile the Wardens have kept for centuries for the defense of Denham.
Did you know Duncan very well?
We went through our joining
Wow.
together more years ago than I like to remember.
So they joined at the same time.
He was exactly the same back then. Tough as stone and just as grizzled. I think he understood sooner than the rest of us how ugly a choice it is to let the few be sacrificed to protect the many. Always left himself a soft spot for his recruits, though. Only way he ever let himself down.
So what are your plans now?
When I'm well enough, I'm going to continue my journey toward Ostagar. Hopefully I'll be able to trace the heart of the Blight and where the Archdemon itself abides. If we want to defeat this Archdemon, we need to know where it is and how soon it might strike.
You're going alone? Shouldn't I go with you?
If there were more of us, I would agree. But as it is, I don't think we can deprive all the armies you've gathered of a commander.
I was hoping I could learn a bit more about the Grey Wardens.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths.
How many Wardens are there?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Anderfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately, knowing how unguarded
That the bulk of the Grey Wardens were not here, but in the Anderfells. Have you ever been to the fortress in Weishaupt?
Once only, and I'd rather not go again.
Really? Why?
It's far, lad. And very far. The Wardens there, they fight Darkspawn like you and me, but they're shaped by the winters there and the forest. They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world. Their king is weak, and many Anders look to the Wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want it that way.
Interesting. Why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know. It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries
what's up with his
to
head?
find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads them. What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between blights. What's surprising is that
It's
they
like, too bad there's
succeed
no
at all.
bird in here I can
But I imagine
mess
the
around
old
with.
gods call to
Like,
them.
hello, birdie.
And it's that voice in the darkness which drives them through so many generations.
How were the Wardens founded?
It was near 1200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Ander soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tavern themselves. They were the first ones to track down the archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, although none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas.
I guess that's all for now.
The important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs.
Very nice conversation there with Riordan. Getting a bit more information about the history of the Grey Wardens. So, Alistair, let's see if there's anything he can say.
I haven't been here. Ask away. Of course.
Never mind. Okay, so when we come back, we will go speak with Anora and see what she has to say, and see whether what we can agree on, and where she stands, how she feels about her father, and again, I'm still flip-flopping in my mind whether or not I'm kind of leaning towards just putting Alistair forward just by himself as king, because I just think it would be better for him to be king on his own as opposed to having Anora be there and kind of trying to take the authority from him. I think that would be more peaceful. I mean, I agree with, I understand what Eamon's saying about her popularity and her wisdom, but at the same time, she could be a very divisive force in taking authority and power away from Alistair as king. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to probably just stick with Alistair, but we'll see. When we come back, we will talk with Anora.